Okay, I am done doing the little setup, and I think we're good to go. How's it going, Aatrox? What's up, Lily? All good to see you here. I did see something about it. I've not researched or done any more looking into the new stuff coming out for Space Marine. I don't know. Like, I'm excited for the 500 Worlds book to come out because I like the Crusade books and all that stuff, but I haven't done much looking. Usually once things come out, that's usually when I end up learning about everything. Anyway, we're going to switch over to here. So, yeah. Today's a little bit different. I've been postponing on doing this one for a while, but I want to continue on some of the miscellaneous stuff for the cosplay. One of the big things was doing I want to do a bolt pistol for him. I'm actually going to do 2 pistols, but tonight, this will be kind of my test one. I'm going to make this look like a bolt pistol or an absolver bolt pistol the best I can. Not doing any big modifications, just more working on painting and getting a nice color scheme down. So yeah. And if I get to it, probably doing a little bit of leather work because I want to wrap this up in some leather and all that. And for those that are curious, this is just some like cheap Nerf gun that I bought at like Walmart, all that. So I've said multiple times, and I keep like procrastinating on it. I want to do an Inquisitor cosplay. I have the clothes stuff for it. It's all the miscellaneous stuff I don't have. So that's why this is like, oh, hobby and craft and all that stuff. So yeah, actually I'll even show off the original one that I bought for this. Is just this. It's just like a cheap $9, $10 like Nerf gun. So if YouTube has a problem with it, they have a problem with it. I'm gonna deal with that. So I gotta figure out what color I need to use. Oh, like you own like an actual physical. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I want to get a 3D printer and like get some of the, or like print some of the cool ones that people have done and all that stuff. Did you do new Marine character? Oh yes, I did see that it was Titus that came out a while ago for this, or for like the 500 Worlds. I want a 3D printer. I don't have the space for a 3D printer currently here. Like if I buy one, it's going to be like a resin because I want to print off bits and stuff for models and all that. And you need to do a lot of like ventilation and all that. So I just, yeah. Haven't. I want to. Probably if I had like a full-time like workshop set up, that's where it would be set up. Come on. Why is this plastic so hard to get off? I'll have to check out his rules. I don't play Ultramarine, so it's going to be like a little interesting. It would probably make a really nice cat. Well, it's going to be a nice captain model to begin with. So, I mean, I have him as like a lieutenant. I kind of chuckled a little bit when I found out, or when I saw that he was like now a captain. I'm like, oh, he was announced as like a lieutenant a little while ago, and like all the people that have the lieutenant model now, like, oh, I can't run him as a lieutenant. I have to run him as a captain because that's what he's coming out as. Let me actually grab these. I am just using the cheapest brushes that I bought a while ago for this stuff. Because I am not concerned. I actually bought these for a different project. We'll use these two. They'll be way bigger than they need to be, but just for any parts that I actually weren't really able to spray paint perfectly. Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Use them as either or. Ooh. I guess if you were to run him, like, in a crusade, you could start him off as a lieutenant and then, like, turn him into a captain, like, after some time passes in the crusade and, like, you upgrade him and all that. Oh. How much did I not spray? It is extremely cold outside, so I'm sure it looks very bumpy and really bad when it comes to the priming coating I did on this. Kind of like this texture look I'm kind of giving. I don't think anyone can really tell. Upgrade, yeah, only Crusade I've been in didn't allow epic heroes at all. That's just a weird red flag in my mind instantly. Like, when you tell me something like that. Like, yeah, we're not doing any epic heroes, but I guess just so people can have, like, their own unique characters for each time they play, yeah. Do I have an airbrush? Yes. But I don't want to... Like, if I set it up on this desk, I have to remove the stand for the phone and move my lights out of the way. And I don't have a lot of airbrush paints. I have, like, a white, a gray, and then blues. That's all I have. The whole thing crumbled. It sounds like you were... Or that they were just taking away freedom for a lot of players. But at some point, I'll probably airbrush a different one in the future, or the other one in the future. Just because there's certain like things that I want to do with that one. Like I want to turn that one into a like a melta pistol. I think that'll be really cool because I kind of want to copy off of this model now. Like I want to take and make that melta pistol on the model and use that. I'm gonna just throw that there. Yeah, they're strong, but like at the same time, like you can, they're still models and characters. They can easily die. What the? That is such a weird logic thing about it. That's the problem with all these really cheap brushes. As soon as I start using them, all the bristles that are not actually on there properly just start falling out. I just pulled out a bunch of them. Oh well. These brushes were not meant to last long. These on. Is Hellbrick like a main thing that you're supposed to use in like Black Templar armies? Because I feel like with like any army, like you should be able to use it without having to use epic characters and still have like a relatively decent win ratio. But if your whole army like banks on having epic heroes, and that just kind of, it's more of a red flag to me. But yeah. What's up, Neo? Hope you're doing well this evening. I'll try to actually get this looking. Not much. Not much is up. I go back to work tomorrow and all that. I have no idea what I'll be doing for work this coming week, but I'm happy to be here and kind of working on not the first prop thing, but I think the actual, I'll call this the first like prop piece on the channel. I tried spraying painting this, but it was just so, it's dark out where it is, or where I am, and it is freezing cold, so not a perfect coat of spray paint. So I'm okay with going in with a, I don't know, just some cheap craft paints that I got. So he kind of was. Him with a lieutenant and 10 sword brethren would kill anything in the game. Now they obviously can. Like, including a warlord titan, like, they could take that out? That sounds extremely broken. That sounds like a very broken, like, epic hero right there. Again, he's paired up with a bunch of other models. You get the lethal hits from the lieutenant. I don't know Sword Brethren at all, because I'm not a Templar player. Look at it in the little camera. You can actually... Oh, there's an actual difference that I can see. I mean, I can see in person. It's just on the camera. I couldn't tell. I kind of like that matte look. It's a good way to make it look a little more scuffed up. Trying to... Oh, I didn't take off all the regular toy markings on this. What's up, Manchester? And I am working on a piece for the Inquisitor cosplay. I wanted to, or I'm working on the bolt pistol, or at least I'm trying to paint up a Nerf gun to look like a bolt pistol for this Inquisitor cosplay. I could be really cheap and just paint all black, but I am going to, well, one, I'm trying to cover up where the primer didn't really hit too well. And then I'm just going to go up in, give it a more like a metal look in the end, and then I will definitely do some little like detailing work here and there. Let's see what interesting. +1 damage for Sword Brethren, and the unit And then Hellbreak gave +1 strength and crits on 5s. And then the detachment gave sustain hits plus oath rerolling hits. Oh, that's something that so I have the Black Templar, like, or at least the new one, the Codex book. I'm not a fan that they got rid of Oath of Moment for Black Templar. I'm like, why? Why'd they get rid of it? Why not just run it like how Dark Angels have it run, or other stuff like that? Like, their whole thing is like, I was reading through their campaign like rules as well. Like, they take an oath. Like, that's the main thing when I think about Black Templars is oaths, and you took away like the main, I don't know, Space Marine thing. It just seemed weird to me. I'd like to try playing the Black Templar detachments every once in a while, but I don't really run like a lot of the models that are dedicated for those detachments. Ugh. Okay, might need a little bit more paint, but we'll actually give it a... No, look, I still got this piece that I gotta hit up as well. What's this one? He just did straight damage. Like, no saves, nothing like that. It was just like a form of mortal wounds, I guess, from the way you're making it sound. Oh. Oh, okay. I just looked into Discord and saw the Titus stuff that you sent. Let's give 1, 2. Between D3 and D3 plus 3 versus how much damage you would straight up do? That is broken. What the hell? Okay, we're going to just set that one to the side. And then just work on this one. I hope everyone's enjoyed their weekend so far. The first official weekend of the New Year's? Is it really? Like the first? It is. Oh my god, it actually is. I hope everyone's enjoyed their New Year so far. I'd say for me, this has been a good beginning of the year so far. Okay. I like to give this a bit of a textured look because everything in 40K's just got this grimy, dingy look or feel to it. So any sort of texture I kind of get, it'll be awesome. I will also admit this paint is probably gone bad. It sat in the cold of... It actually got really warm and then it got cold sitting in a Conex. So I think the paint like hardened up or got really gelatinous. So it's not the perfect stuff. But I've used it on a piece of terrain, and it worked out pretty good, I think. Jake, I'm going to ask you not to blow up the Earth, because I'm still here on it. What's up, Ando? And yes, it is. It is a Nerf gun. I am working on... this is a piece for a Inquisitor cosplay that I want to do. So I want to make one of these look like a bolt pistol from 40K. And then I have a secondary one that I'm going to do a lot more modifications on that I want to look or make it look like a melt-a-gun. Well, now you have to. Well, now you have to because I asked you not to? That's rude. That's very rude of you. What about all the other people? Don't you care about the, like... Don't you have people you care about, Jake? Do you really want to, like, blow it up with them on it as well? Like I've said before, the spray painting didn't cover everything that well, so I'm just trying to get everything looking relatively just like black looking. And this has given it, so it was very shiny and glossy, like you can see on the front of here where it's shiny and glossy, and then where the matte hit, it's not. Which I like that a lot more. It actually makes everything look a little more real. Real is the word I want to use. And I like that a lot. So now I have that done. It's called ODD. I hope you have made peace with yourself and whatever god you do or don't worship, because when I next have to go to the... Okay. 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 Sweet. I don't have that. Which of these two are darker? Okay, flat iron is darker than the wrought iron, so we'll go with this one next. I'll try brushing it. I might even switch to sponging and see how it looks. Oh. Okay. Let's give it a test and see how it turns out. Not that much of a difference in color at the moment. There we go. Now I got some... I didn't realize like how many varieties of Nerf guns are out there now after like looking at all the like going down the toy aisle and seeing. I just remember being a kid and only seeing Nerf. It was nothing but Nerf. And now there's nothing like with the Nerf company name on it. Which I think is cool. I'm glad other companies jumped and made like their own toys for kids and all that. I remember being a kid and we rented out our whole rec building for like my birthday once, and we did a giant Nerf battle inside the building, and it was so much fun. That was like one of the best birthdays I've ever had. I have no idea what happened to that stuff though. I think it got thrown away a couple years later. Well, they're designed not to do that, Jake, period. They're meant to be a toy. Meant to be fun. We don't want that to happen, because if that's the case, then, you know, kids can't have fun with them anymore. Okay, now we'll switch over to this one. I kind of like brushing it on. The brush is given a very rough, just like rough steel look and feel. Ooh, I like this. This is gonna be fun. I'm having fun now. Oh, I'm so glad I'm doing this. Yeah, well, they're American toys, you know. It's true, they are American. Well, no, are they made in America? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they're made in America anymore, or ever were made in America. What's up, Dead God? I hope you're doing well this evening. I hope you guys don't mind the change in program for what I normally do. I just wanted to do something a little bit different and at least fun for me. You know, because I talk about all these other projects I want to get done, and I don't really do it on my own time. I really only get stuff done when I'm on here with you guys, or really when I'm on here on YouTube. So it's kind of nice to like just do some stuff like this. I will fully admit, like, I do want to do these other projects. I just don't want to sit down and record them off stream, because I don't want to sit down and I don't want to do the video editing. Last year at some point, video editing just became like a slog for me. It just wasn't a fun thing to do, and honestly almost got it to the point of like, oh, I'm just gonna stop uploading on YouTube because I'm not enjoying this at all. And then, you know, I started streaming, and I'm glad I've continued, because I've met all you awesome people here. And I've learned so much from all of you as well. I don't think any of you have learned a single thing from me, but I've learned quite a bit from you guys. And I am very happy with that. Where's my water? Oh, there's my water. No, I will keep doing it as much as I want. If I want to be gushy, I'll be gushy. I don't want to answer that question. I don't want to answer that question. Don't need to go too crazy. I think that is probably good enough for that. Wow, that is a lot more rough looking on camera than it is in person. I like that. Huh. Very cool. Got another half there. Actually, I want to compare the two sides. They're similar. I think as that dries, that'll be definitely different, but... Jake, I will say the reason why I don't want to answer your question is because in any one of those scenarios, it is bad for me through and through. I do not win in any one of those scenarios. In general, like even with your question, we don't win as a group of people, because if Rogel, Dorn, and the Lion are real, then it means like the Chaos entities are real and all that other stuff, and the Tyranids are real and the Necrons are real, and we're all just screwed. And I don't want to be screwed. I want to live where they're fictional. I don't want them to... I don't want Rogel Dorn and Line to be real. Would it be cool if they were real? Yes. And then it would hit me like, oh, crap. We have bigger problems than 2 Primarchs actually being alive. We are screwed as a society. On top of that, don't even get me, like, then you got the Emperor himself. Like, he has to be real and exist somewhere. And I don't want to get involved with the royal family at all, period. I don't like or trust politicians or people that are in power. So I'm like, nope, no thank you. Do not want to deal with that. So that is why I will not answer your question. I spent most of my days today actually playing Monster Hunter Wilds, and I finally beat low rank. Oh, okay. What'd you say, Endo? Endo said, for my Nid army, I'm planning on a shooty, bulky front line. Lots of Hive Guard. So I was looking for commanders and landed on the basic Hive Tyrant because it gives all their ranged attacks assault. Oh. Oh. No, yeah, I guess if you want to be a shooting army and be like really like maneuver out your opponent, then you do want that assault to be like, oh, I want to run up here and then just shoot at my opponent later. Yeah, that's not too bad. Ooh, you could... Isn't there a detachment for Tyranids that, like, every time you tunnel somewhere, other Tyranids can use that tunnel and then come up through there? So you could do that and have... So you could get some tunnel Tyranids, which could be also, hopefully, a good melee unit. Have them tunnel into your opponent's back line. And then use them to just shoot at your opponent's, like, you know, home deployment zone. That is a possibility. And I have actually seen that done, or at least it was done to me, when I played against Tyranids for the first time. Okay. Not the biggest fan of it being still shiny right in the center. I did do this one. That one is good. I think I gotta do another layer of that wrought iron to get everything a uniform color across. Just put on a dark glaze and dull it down. Yeah, I can do that. Or I can just do a very quick, like, brushing like this. I don't think I have any glazes. I can make one if I, like, mix water with this stuff and make it a glaze, but it is very thick to begin with. So it's a bit hard to, I'd say, turn it into a glaze. Trying to come up with a name for the red Death Guard. Ooh. Oh. Hey, Jake. Why don't you call him the Red Cross? I think that'd be a funny name for a group of Death Guards. Okay, as that dries, that gets better and better. Okay. While that dries, I'm going to use the next color. Oh, that's what I'm here. Or does this one... I think this one also... Yeah. Nope. I think that's actually better than I thought. Might get that. Let's get that brush cleared, cleaned. Now, oh. Just used it for the first time, and it came off its own handle. Awesome. Like I said, cheap brush. Was not expecting much from it. Let's see, I just used that one. So now I'm going to use this wrought iron and see how well it works. Wow, that is very watery. How's that gonna look if I... It's not really gonna do what I want it to do. Damn. I think this is the one that is the worst of my paints. There we go. Okay, will that go on? Yeah. Kinda. Might be better as a... Yeah, we're gonna try sponging that one instead. Crimson Guard, the Inflamed, the Raptured, the Beloved, the Red Cross, the Rot-Blooded, the Blood-Touched are what you've come up with so far. All of those are really good. I like Rot Blood is really good. The Raptured and the Inflamed. The Crimson Guard, the Raptured, and the Rot Blooded are good, and I like those the most. Although I will say the Red Cross is definitely a personal favorite on there. Try and sponge this on. We are oh, the Ruptured. Ooh, the Ruptured. That is disgusting. That is disgusting, and I guess that works for Death Guard. I was like, Raptured. Okay, like, that's definitely interesting. I guess you could go with that, but Ruptured makes a bit more sense. I'm looking for... Trying to do less of a brush stroke look on this round and more of it being textured by the paint. Whoa! Yeah, I guess if you want them to pick, that's one way you could do it. Sorry, I looked up at the camera and I saw what you guys see compared to like what I'm seeing in real life. It is a lot more colored on your guys' end than what I am currently seeing. Like, that comes off a lot more metallic-y green. I think sponging has actually worked out pretty well for that. I'm gonna lay it down and just peck at it like that. Oh, that is shaking you guys really bad. My fault on that. No, there definitely is blue and orange still in the... Well, definitely on this side. And there and on top. I think once I get it together, that's when I'll work on those. But I wanted to get the base look of it. Can you just... Don't want my thumb stuck. There we go. in person, it does not look as green as it does on the camera. That's so, like, fascinating to me. Like, I wonder why it's like that. I think it's cool. Okay. Do, 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 do. I gotta figure out what other colors I want to do, because it's not just gonna be black. I want to add some silver for where it is weathered a lot more on here. I want to add a few other colors here and there to kind of add to it. Like, I'm half tempted to do everything that I just, like, sponged on top. Like, do all this in just, like, green or something. Because I like green a lot more. But at the same time, I think keeping it that darker look. Because the image that I'm trying to base this off of... Let's see if I can pull it up. Let me save that. And I'm trying to base it off of this. So, definitely gonna do... Actually, that wrought iron is very close to the majority of that look. Definitely need to do some silver work and definitely make it look a bit more grunged up. But that's what that's what I'm trying to make it look close to. We'll see how well I can actually do that. Do. I gotta switch the playlist soon, I think. Starting to get a little bit bored of this music and all that. And okay, now we'll set that off to the side and dry. And we'll take this one. Okay, okay. Hmm. That is... Okay, I'm glad I'm finishing up with this one because it's drying out more and more and just becoming a thicker paste at this point. And it's not really what I want it to be. Not one bit. I don't want this paint to be a paste just over and over again. No. I am painting up this Nerf gun to try and make it look like this bolt gun for the Inquisitor cosplay that I want to do. So that's what I'm trying to do. I got all 3 pieces kind of done with my basic paints that I want to go with. So in reality, I could actually put it together now. Yeah, I gotta go at the top and hit those parts. But I think it's a pretty good start. I definitely, once I am done with it, or at some point, I should really fill in the holes that this has. This side looks awesome, just in general. But all the screws to take it apart are on this side. The TAC won't have a word with me? Why? What did I do now? What did I do to make them be so upset? Let's see. I think I'm at the point that... One, I got to... Yeah, I'm asking, what did I do now? I haven't done anything in general. I've done nothing. But I'm just saying now as a general term of what does this group want to do or speak to me about. I did see you finish your spearhead. It looks really good, by the way. honestly, like, a whole week kind of makes sense to, like, get everything built and put together and painted. Well, get everything built and painted within a week. That honestly sounds very doable. I'm not building a gun. I'm painting a... I'm painting a Nerf gun. There is no building here at all. It's just paint. You want to see what it looked like initially? I think it's TCA or something like that. I don't really remember what it is, but it's like tobacco's something like firearms. But no, this is what it looks like initially. So we went from this to like this. And I can do a little bit more, or I will do a little bit more to make it closer to the image that I want. And yeah. Took you 36 minutes and you did some before. Just like in general. No, I know you live overseas. I don't want that one. What colors do I want to use? We'll pull out the plate steel. And... Screw it, I'll pull out the gunmetal as well. I think we'll pull out a little bit of copper. We'll do the red one. This red metallic. Oh, I think you talked about before, but how did the models for Trench Crusade go? Were they relatively easy to put together? Because I know they're like their very first like official what's the word? Like plastic kit. It's not a bad name. I like that name. I gotta look at the image again for myself real quick. Okay, that's good to know. But also nice to hear that they're better than GWs and all that. I think... Okay. This is a little bit weird on how it is. But I got everything together. So I think I'm going to keep... This, it's... grayish green color. I'll make this, or maybe the upper part here will be grayish green more, and then we'll make this bottom part a little more silvery looking, and also back here. I think I'm going to do something for here. for the front, I definitely got to do something. If you have extra... Oh, if you've a spare extra set of legs, then you can build 9 models instead of 8. Ooh, that's good to know. That is very good to know. Okay, I'm going to pull out these other brushes that I will need. I think I'm going to need a few of these, but... Over here. There we go. Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Okay. I should mark out what I'm going to decide each thing is. I'll do that with the paint that I want to use for them. Just do a little bit of that. So I think of using... I'm not painting anyone in general. I'm just marking for myself what I think I want or where I want each color to be. And then we'll do the tip of the barrel, that gunmetal silver. The sprue is a bit weird since they have their own arrows, which part points to the sprue piece with its number. No guessing with GW. Most pieces are near each other, like GW sprues. Okay. Well, that's good. I think that's all I want. No, there's one other spot for the gunmetal. I wanted to do that as gunmetal and that as gunmetal. And then I really should have planned this out beforehand, but I'm terrible at planning and I just wing honestly everything. Ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm actually gonna grab another paint because I want to see what it looks like. I've had this green for a while that I've wanted to use on the Necrons. I thought about using this red as like the effect for rust, but I could put the green right there. I don't know, there's so many options. Or instead of it being a red or green, why don't I make it copper? Ooh, copper would... That's going to look... Okay. Against that backdrop, I think the copper is going to look really nice. So I'll just mark that out as being from there. So we'll do that as copper. Now I am going to mix these with like some darker paints so that it can hopefully I don't know, just look kind of grimy is my main thing I want to do. Also get 2 different options for each model, so you can have 2 boxes and each model be a bit different. Oh, I like that. Then with some proxies from different sculpts, you have a nice warband size. Ooh. Well, I'm glad. I'm very glad. I should get my hand on some Trench Crusade models at some point and check them out. That one. Okay. Now that I have my metallic set, I think I'm going to move towards working on this and making it look I don't want to use the word weathered. Okay, I'm going to take some other grays and stuff and mix that in as well. Because I have deep gray is the only next one I have. So I'm going to mix it with a black I got and try and sponge that. Where's my black? I will use that later. Here's my black. Okay. That's probably more than enough. I haven't looked into Trench Crusade. I'm gonna have to look up all those names later, Paint, and see what they look like. They sound like cool models. I'm just gonna stick that in there. And come on with the sponge and just dab it up. So, with the box that you got, Paint, is it the Prussians and all that, correct? That's the faction the models are based off of? Have to mix that together again, because that really... Watch lore vids. Okay. I have to at some point. I've been slacking on lore stuff for a lot of my hobbies. Okay, I need to do a larger batch because I think that just soaked into the paper. I remember seeing the models, and they look cool. They look very cool. Okay. Now... For Trench Crusade, you want to see Cavalry? Is what I'm assuming. I do apologize. I'm trying to keep up with what you're saying. I'm also trying to get this looking the way I want it to. I think I'm good to move up to another layer of a different gray. It's definitely a lot more there, but honestly, the best way to get into Trench Crusade is through lore, which is free to download and read and watch lore. Yeah, I do. I remember seeing some people post videos on it. And all that. I have the basic gist of the lore. But that's about, like, all I can really, like, say on it. Is I have a very basic understanding. Okay, what I do with the black? The black is right there. Oh, what do I know? I know that what I know for factions is there is a very religious group. That's one faction in there. I know hell is real in that world, and it is coming through. I know in one of the factions they made some really powerful knights that go down into hell and pretty much try to cleanse it, and there's very few of them left. I think there's another faction that's not a part of either. They are their own thing, and they're more technical than the church group. They have like a very iconic model armor set that I'm thinking of. That reminds me of Space Marines, but they're not like Space Marines. They're just big guys in heavy armor. What else do I know off the top of my head? I think it's like there's 4 main factions, I believe. And it's just World War II, but with hell being real. And people trying their best to survive. It is not a fun universe. Not one I want to be with at all. World War I. Okay. I thought it was that they only had like 1 or 2 left because the rest like died going into hell. But do 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 do. Huh. I think I only need to like line up the gray. I might just do the basic gray now, because that's a lot better for the base. Like, I like the way this looks. So I only need to do like a little bit more, and then I am done with, I think, that, and then I'll move on to metallic stuff a little bit. just gonna... Oh, that is not what I want. This is the problem with this kind of sponge. A makeup sponge is better for what I'm trying to do here than this art sponge, but it's getting the job done. What about the Call of Mothman? Hold on, I gotta read that in a sec. Okay. Would you say paint? The new... I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, those are the factions. The Trench Pilgrims, which I believe are the religious ones, the Iron Sun, and the Black Gale, Court of Seven-Headed Serpent, and Heretic Legions, then a bunch of official sub-factions and third-party sub-factions, like the Kazakhstan, and the Cult of Mothman. Somehow the Cult of Mothman does not... Well, actually, no, it does surprise me. It did catch me off guard. I was not expecting there to be a Cult of Mothman. I was thinking of the 12 mariners that match to Jerusalem to convert fallen humans back to God. They were captured to the... Yes, that was like... I remember the like religious group. They're big super soldiers. I think it's the new Antiloch. I did not pronounce that correct. They are more mechanical, if I remember correctly, and have a model that I really like a lot, and that I would probably... They're probably the faction I would do just for that one model. Okay. It's been a lot of dabbing paint and making it look a little bit more rough, but I think that's pretty good for that, like, base look right there. Now I can move forward and do, I think, the metallics. And I will omit a lot of... I'm definitely going to take some of the brush, like some of the either gunmetal or the plate metal, and put it along the edge to make it seem like it's been worn on those sections here and there. But I think that I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna look up that faction real quick and see if I can find the model that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I see it. I see the model I was thinking of. So, I found the image that really kind of sold me on Trench Crusade. And we're going to go here. And we're going to change out the image again. Mechanized infantry. Okay. It's going to be a little large, or not too large, but This image I remember seeing when Trench Crusade first came out, and the model that I really want is the big guy with the machine gun in the back. That's the model I really kind of want to get and build like an army about. So I am a fan of that look. I would love that to be a plastic kit, but I don't think it probably won't be. Ooh. It's definitely like a 3D print one that I should get. It reminds me the most of like Space Marines, which is why I kind of want it a little bit. Yeah, eventually they will all become plastic, but they're not plastic yet, and I do know that. Okay, I think we're going to use this one for these. Something, or Red Hood something has great proxies. Okay. I will definitely look them up and check them. I mean, honestly, I go to Etsy when it comes to that stuff and just kind of look up the, like, oh, Trench Crusade, and I found like a bunch of models, and I just didn't want to spend the money yet at the time for them. Although now that I've spent so much that I have on Warhammer, I think I shouldn't really bat my eyes too much at it. And now I'm also going to take some from around your nozzle. And yeah, we'll just set it down there. What's up, Hannibal? It's been a little bit. I am doing well, and thank you. This is a Nerf gun that I've painted up for the Inquisitor cosplay. So I'm finally doing some more stuff on that. This will be one of the two that I paint up and will do for that. I'm doing one as, or I'm trying to make it look like, and let me pull that image back up. I'm gonna have to get some other pieces and do that, but I'm trying to make it look like, oh, that is way too big. Hold on. Why is it that big? It's not that big before. Here we go. I'm gonna try and make it look. I'm trying to make it look similar to this. This is like an absolver pistol, mostly used by chaplains and other more holy people in the Imperium. So I really like to look at that like bolt pistol to begin with in general for models and stuff like that. So I am using that as an ideal base for color and look. I'm definitely going to get some foam here and there. And I think I'm going to, like, do that, like, skull thing on the side and make it out of foam and glue it on there. Pin me an image. Oh, those look... Holy crap, I am going to snag those when I have a chance. That is exactly what I want. Oh, I love that. You know what they remind me of the most? They remind me of Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist. They remind me of him so much. And if I could, or if I wanted to, I always wanted him to be my very first cosplay I ever did. And I want to make the whole thing out of, like, actual metal. I'm so glad I never did that. Maybe eventually I will do that in the future at some point, but not anytime soon. Ooh, if you do it, watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's better than the other one. In my opinion, that is the better of the two anime that were released. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If you... I'm not really sure how to describe it to people now that I kind of think about it out loud. Wait a minute, hold on. My Chemical... Isn't that a band? Isn't that like a rock band or something? Not rock band, but like a emo goth band, something like that. Yes, Hannibal. Hannibal knows where it's at. It is objectively the better of the two. I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood came out after the manga was finished. And the first one came out when the manga wasn't finished yet. Okay. Here we go. What's up, Hi Hal? I hope you're doing well this evening. Yeah, and honestly, that's fair. I understand anime is not for everybody. It's become a lot more popular as my generation has gone older. Because a lot of what we consider nerdy stuff when we were younger, we have made a lot popular, and especially also it is a Nerf gun. This is a fake gun. I'm doing this for a Inquisitor cosplay, so to show off. That's the original colors. It is a Nerf gun, and I'm doing it for the cosplay that I've been talking about for months and all that. It's going to be a bolter. Or I'm going to try making it look like a bolter. Not as big, as heavy as those. But I have a second one. This is the original one right here. I will admit, when I first bought these, I couldn't help but, like, spend a couple hours just messing with them and shooting at my fridge. The original colors would match the Ultramarines. Yes, it would. Actually, I'd probably have to make it a few more... I'd have to turn, like, the orange bits blue. Or turn them black, I mean. And make the blue be more blue. Let's see. I'm getting ready to take care of some heretics. Heretics are what I will be after. But maybe a couple Xenos here and there. I figured once I have the outfit done, I want to do like a little chase scene where I'm chasing down a heretic or I'm being chased by heretics. So I'll have to ask a friend to kind of help out with that. Honestly, they kind of should. Actually, I went to a airsoft store recently, and there was a like bolter, like a foam bolter, like for sale there. It wasn't functional at all. It was meant to be like a kid's toy. And I'm like, is that straight up just a bolter? I thought it was really cool. But honestly, they kind of should. Delicious in Dungeon is so good. I just finished it the second time. Like, actually, New Year's Day, I finished Delicious in Dungeons for the second time. And I want Season 3 to be out so bad right now. I know how the manga ends. Just, I want Season 3. I want to see the food. I want to see the monsters. Like, I love it. It's honestly my new favorite anime. It is number 1 in my brain on, like, just for animes in general. I've tried watching Hunter x Hunter once and I just couldn't really continue. I thought Season 2 was already out. I thought Season 1 was like, oh, they rescued Fallon and like got her back, and then Season 2, when they changed the intro, I thought that was Season 2. Am I wrong? Is that not Season 2? Oh, okay. Yes, Hao, you do have that power fist, so I guess I have to watch out for that if I'm going heretic hunting. Oh. Okay. Oh, jeez. Wait, okay. So, just so I'm correct, Season 1 of One Piece has officially ended, correct? I gave up on Hunter x Hunter when I was in high school, and I was trying to watch it on Crunchyroll, and I was sitting on the bus, and I'm like, oh, I have no service. So, like, I can't watch it. And then I didn't continue it at that point. So I never picked it back up. I probably should have at some point. No, One Piece does have to end at some point. As much as I don't want it to end, it really does have to end. $1,145 for episodes for one season, 13 for season 2. Oh no. Honestly, I worry about Oda's health out of everything because he works himself really hard when it comes to like writing and making new chapters and all that for the manga. And I hope that man at least gets to enjoy his life and spend time with his family and his loved ones and you know, just be a human. He's made one of the greatest pieces of literature in modern time. So I am grateful that I'm around to be there for it. One Piece ending, so time to look for the second piece. Paint is gonna go look for the 2-piece. We found the 1-piece. Now we need the 2-piece. Ooh, I think there's one anime that comes to my mind that might have a Swedish character. I don't know its name, but I know all the characters, or supposedly all the characters in the anime, are based off of countries during World War I or II. Yeah, Frieren is another good one, I would say. I haven't watched Frieren. I don't know how to freaking pronounce it, but I should watch it at some point. Frieren. Ooh, yeah, the Fate series. I've heard the Fate series is good. I haven't watched that yet. That one is like a multiple timeline show, from what I understand. Like, I know there's a character named Archer who is technically a future version of another character in the show, and he's there to like kill his younger self so that he doesn't become Archer or something like that. And Saber, there's multiple like different Sabers out there, which Saber's based off of like King Arthur, which I find honestly kind of weird. Like, why did you turn King Arthur into an anime girl? And why do you also turn his son into an anime girl? And this is turning out a lot better than I thought it was going to turn out. So I'm very happy. This is a big win. What is he guys talking about? Gundam G has several Swedish characters, and Gundam Noble that was built in Neo Sweden. Neo Sweden? Ooh. And then there are a lot of Swedes in there, is what Hannibal says to that. It sounds like anime. There's a lot of animes that have like good, or that do represent other countries. Not that it's good or bad, but there are representations of other countries in anime. Oh, what is the worst country representation in anime? I want to know that. Papua New Guinea. Okay, why is it the worst represented in anime? Ooh. I like that. I don't watch a lot of Gundam anime. The only Gundam anime I ever saw was Gurren Lagann, which that one I feel like is really good. I enjoyed that one. I was unsatisfied with a lot of the ending of it, but honestly, it ended in a good way. Like, I remember I watched it and I was unsatisfied, but then, like, learning about it, I'm okay with being unsatisfied with that. Oh, you just took a small country. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Papua New Guinea is poorly represented in anime. Put that right there and let that... let that sit. So I do have the copper that I gotta do as well. I'm looking at in your guys' view, I'm looking at myself, and I think that I keep patting myself on the back for it. And it's because I'm proud of myself for doing, or for painting this, because I've been thinking about for so long about doing this project, And actually just sitting down and doing it makes me feel accomplished. I'm patting myself on the back. I'm happy with my work. I will put it back together properly so I could also use it like a Nerf gun. Hopefully. Keyword is going to be hopefully. Ooh, I got to do a different brush. There is... Oh, I can try this one. Well, thank you. What sort of story do you want to tell, Hal? What story do you want to tell us all? Whatever you want to talk about, Hal. If there is something you want to talk a story about for either one of your games, then go for it. Paint says, I've asked friends who know anime more than me. They say things anime, and I just can't. Mechs not following the laws of reality to a high extent, and writers not knowing what size is. That is, I think, storytelling in general. That is a problem people deal with. And I'm definitely gonna have to do a second layer for the copper on here. But I'm glad I did that copper. That looks... I could have gone with gold, but I really haven't used that copper paint too much. And I think it just would have fit, and I think it does fit. God damn, that's big. That is very big. I'm gonna have to tweak and fix some parts when I make any sort of mistakes. I'm trying not to make any mistakes now. Save myself that headache later, but it's kind of a difficult thing to do with this stuff. I want to be biased and say my own custom Space Marine chapter. The problem is that since I know the lore of my own chapter, they would hate working with Inquisitors. Like, they don't want to work with Inquisitors at all, period. They're terrified of them because if anything that any of their secrets come out, they are screwed. I'd also be tempted to say Dark Angels just because I like Dark Angels, but because the Inquisition and Space Wolves don't like each other. So there goes my favorite chapters off the bat. Well, there goes my custom and two of my favorites. I could do the Salamanders, but the Salamanders would have a gripe with what the Inquisition would do. But I think I would try to work with them the most just because It depends also, like, what type of Inquisitor I am. I did say I would be, like, I'm going after heretics, but it does boil down to, like, what type of heretics am I hunting? Am I going after heretics that deal with demons in the warp? Am I going after Xenos-loving heretics? Like, which one in particular would I be going after? So it's tough. For myself, I'm just going to say Salamanders because I like the chapter personally the most. But if I actually have to sit and think on that, I have to look up some actual chapters that like working with the Inquisition, or at least have worked with them enough. Paint recommends the Iron Hands. I don't know, maybe? And then Ildar is talking about, I think, anime again. Mecha is idealistic fantasy about returning war to personal levels, noble knights in shining armor, crossing blades with another nobleman, not soulless meat grinder of world wars and maddening conflict. Holy shit, yeah, that's pretty good, because oh, that's too much copper. Kind of looks more like a brass looking at the camera. and all that. Not a copper. In person, it is definitely copper. Let's add that second layer of copper paint to this, and then we'll go from there. Here we go. Good night, Paint. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully you get some rest, and hopefully school goes well for you this coming year. I think that's, I gotta tweak it a little bit more and make it more uniformed. Okay, another layer. Almost done with this, and then I think I gotta give it a little bit of weathering, or give it a weathered effect on a lot of this stuff. I have this whole like little daub of copper paint that I kind of want to use on some other stuff, but I'm just not really sure where to use it. And if it would look good if I used it there. But I think that I'll hold off on doing any more of the big things. Like I said, now we're going to add some weathering. So I'm going to take some silver and go along these edges here, where it will rub the most, or where I think it would rub the most, and just make it look like the metal is shining through. That is the plan. I should also get a varnish, and that when I'm done with this, spray it with the varnish, because my finger touched here and I'm already pulling off paint there. It is still a little like tacky in some parts, it feels like. Okay, we are going to clean off this one. want one with these brushes. I think I'm going to want that one. I should give it some rust effects as well. That is another thing I can do. We'll continue with the gunmetal for the paint of choice. No, it's working. I'm just not speaking. I'm not talking. I am trying to focus on putting this paint down where I want it to and not really mess it up too much. I am like trying to figure out where I think the most wear and tear would be on this and how it would look. these angles are so... It's not like a mini where it's easier to kind of just paint some parts on it. Like, I want to hold this directly here and be over it, but I don't want to get in the way of everything else that I have. They're very small to see. Let's see if I can hold them up. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Okay. And I don't think my mic's dead. It's picking up every noise in front of it. It can pick me up, I think, just fine. I don't always talk out every single second. Sometimes I just get really quiet and I try to focus on everything I'm doing. If it is an actual, like, oh, you're hearing static or stuff like that, then yeah, I want to know. But if you just hear me, like, move around and stuff like that, then I don't think it's a huge concern. Maybe eventually, but I still think this one's pretty good. I'm not saying anything. If the character lights up because I'm making a noise like this, sometimes it does pick up the scrapes and all that stuff around it. Okay. There's always a little tease part right here. I think this is how it would wear and tear. Okay. Where else do I think it needs to go? Oh, I'm leaning forward so much. It's gonna hurt my lower back. Should be sitting up straight while I do this. Yo, anyone here watch like the newest episode of Stranger Things? I will admit, I left disappointed after watching it. I don't know. It was an ending, and usually when I watch shows like that in general, I do shut my brain off. But kind of like after a couple days and thinking on it, and then seeing like what other people are posting about it, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That actually, a lot of things don't make sense. Like, why? I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it yet. I think the show is good. Like, I enjoyed the show, but there's just so much that they did not continue. No, that's fair. Honestly, I didn't care about the show for a long time either until I decided to watch it. Which, Ando, do I actually sound weird, or was How just being, like, I don't know. I don't know how to, like, word it. Like, I double checked and I knew everything was fine. I think they just want me to speak a lot more, and I don't always speak. Not. Although I am supposed to be entertaining for you guys here, so I don't know. Is it? Oh yeah, it's wow. It's way more noticeable now. The wear and tear. Perfect. I thought it was going to be too much, but it actually seems to be like just the right amount. probably could do a different brush than this one. Probably keep this one on hand for like the really finite corners, but I think I can actually get away with using a larger one for some of these now. At least I'm going to try. I wonder if my connection's bad. I wouldn't be surprised if the connection for the stream is not the greatest, because I'm using a satellite and where it's located is not the best spot. I cannot move it currently. I really wish it wasn't where it was located. It's located in between like some stairs and my landlord's deck. But the best spot for it is out in the middle of the lake. And it's very icy and things do freeze, and it does flood here. So it's the only spot I really can put it. That's why I'm kind of looking forward to having a proper space that I can actually have better connection at to do some of this stuff. Okay, is there a little bit more that I could do on this set before it's... And let's just ding up that a little bit. Oop, don't want to lose that. What data sheets are you looking at? You looking at your Tyranid data sheets, or are you looking at some of like the newer stuff coming out? Because I know Aatrox was talking about Titus's new data sheets and all that stuff. Okay, that is better than the other one. Ooh, the Death Leaper. That looks like a fun model to use. I have one and I want to use it. It is a It's a perfect character killer, I will say. It's heavy on the melee, and it's got precision. And I think it has fights first, too, which is huge. Fights first models are really nice to have in melee armies, or also if you want to take out like a pesky problem character. So like earlier, Aatrox was talking about the Black Templars and how Helbreck like made a lot of the army really powerful. They could like wipe stuff out. Well, you go in with a Death Leaper and you precision him out, you pretty much crippled what that army could do then. You can also like precision out captains and stuff like that too. Or just characters in general. So I think it's a cool model. I like it. When I finally do Tyranids, it's definitely one going in my army. Is this the last song of this playlist? Is it really in 3 hours? No, we still got a few more. Summertime. Now, just favorite model. Ooh. That's tough. I have a couple. Okay, favorite model that This is my favorite model that I have made and painted. Captain with Relic Shield is also, which is what this guy is supposed to be based off of, is a Captain with Relic Shield. Yeah, Captain with Relic Shield is my favorite model. I'm like looking around to see if I can easily grab another one and show it off. That's favorite Space Marine. Favorite Tyranid is the Norn Emissary is my favorite Tyranid model. Yeah, that's a good question. Ooh. It was Blade Guard, and then the Captain became higher. So, the reason why I like those models, or I like the Captain and like Blade Guard so much, is I'm a very big fan of Knight. When I was a kid, I was big into fantasy. I was big into medieval history. It piqued my interest through and through. So when I found out that there are pretty much these super soldiers that are just knights in space, I'm like, oh, I love them. These are the best thing ever. I don't want any other model. I just want to run these. It's also why I like the Primaris helmets. Primaris helmets have that knight look to them, and I like that very much. So in my mind, it's just like I'm running a bunch of different kinds of knights. But yeah, to go back around to it, Captain with Relic Shield and Blade Guard Vets are my favorite models. For the fact that they remind me of a knight so much. And the reason why I like the Norn Emissary is because that's the first Tyranid model I fully built and painted. And I really enjoyed it. It made me work on edge highlighting a lot on that model. And I just had fun with it. It was a fun model to work on the entire time. I will... Hormigons and Reavers or Raveners are also very close second and third together. I like melee Tyranids a lot more than I do the shooty Tyranids. That's why I also like the Death Leaper a lot for that fact of he looks like a really cool assassin. Like, if I want an alien assassin, that's what I want it to look like. So, you got a few answers from me there, Ando, and I hope it answered your question. Hey, Dorza, what's up? You just finished getting ready for work, and all that. Yes, we talked about that earlier, that the 500 Worlds would be coming out sometime this month and all that. I'm looking forward to snagging that book and kind of seeing how the Crusade looks in it. I need to clean off that brush and also get some more paint. You just want to get the Space Marine head so that you can put them at the base of your Death Guard. That's 100% what you want to do there, Jake. Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear that, Dorzo. I am glad to hear that. I'm close, or I feel like I'm close to being done with the paint. And then I literally just have like some aesthetic stuff that I want to do to this before I consider it done. But I don't think I'll get to it tonight. Oh, I can't remember. Is your custom chapter, Jake, the one that's stuck in the warp and that like 8 Tyranids? Are you saying this needs decals? Yes. There are some things that I am going to do to this. So oh no, that's the Howlin' Watch. Okay. So, to show you Dorzo, I am trying to make it look like this, kind of. I'm gonna make the skull that's on the big square part. I'm gonna put it on here, and I'm gonna make that out of foam and stick it there. And then I'm gonna wrap some leather around the front of the barrel off of like my favorite looking bolter from Space Marine 2. So that is my plan for stuff outside of painting to do to it. Oh, actually, talking about Death Guard, I split the starter kill team box with someone. I took the terrain. Pretty much what the person wanted was the Death Guard from that box, and I got everything else. So he sent me what the Death Guard looked like, and those are some pretty cool models. I think if you could find those, or unless you already have some Death Guard models, but if you could find those and make those look like your custom Death Guard, that would be cool. Because they all seem like really unique looking guys. Let's see. Not all these corners would be getting the wear and tear, but I'm also picturing like where my thumb might sit on this and stuff like that. Because I'm right-handed personally. I mean, these would be used on either hand. So I'm like, okay, like what could be marks and all that stuff. Oh! Ooh! Okay, another idea that I had for this just now. What if I find a spot on here and I put a couple tally marks on it, and that is how many heretics that this has shot and has confirmed sent to the Emperor. I think I will do that. Okay. Now, where do I put the scratch marks? Oh, you know what? I know exactly where I'll put those scratch marks. Ooh, I was going to put it on the copper. But now I'm not so sure. Let's try it. Worst thing I do is I repaint over it. Nah, I prefer the copper over that. There. Where's a good spot to put a tally mark thing? I've put like damage everywhere. Oh, honestly, I guess it will be this side. Okay. I'm gonna find a... Here we go. I'm gonna roll a d6. And that will be how many tally marks I put on this gun. 2. We're doing 2 tally marks. That's 1. That's 2. Okay. What time is it? 9:30? I think I could pull out the leather and cut it and do a bit of a test wrap with it and see how it will look. But I'd say that's looking pretty good so far. I'd say for something that I spray painted literally at like 6 o'clock tonight and then just did all this painting for, I'd say it looks pretty good. And like I said before, and I will show off, this is what it did look like. This kid's toy that cost me like 10 bucks. And now I made this pretty cool looking sci-fi gun. I mean, it's not just going to be sci-fi. Like I said, it's going to be for the Inquisitor cosplay, but I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm sorry. I got a smile on my face. I'm happy. Ooh, baby. Okay, let's get some of that leather and I will start working on that. Okay. I have a choice. So I can use that, which could work. I think wrap that around a bunch and use it just right there. Or I can use this stuff and probably cut it. I'll probably cut it unevenly, but just do some strips. I think I'm going to test wrap that one first before I cut any strips off the other one, because I need to get some more leather at some point, but I'm not sure where to get it from. Let's actually put it around this top part here. This is going to be too thin and not, I think, what I hope it will be. Stay there. Be my little test piece. Nah, that's going to be too thin. And not look as good as I hope. So... take this and we'll do something like that. Wow, that is sharp. Might cut another piece off for it, but let's give that a wrap and see how it will look. Oh, I might not even need to do no, I do. I do need to do another piece. I should have stopped, turned it, and then, like, done it that way. So we'll do it down like that. Twist by here. Twist this up. And go by each other. Wow, you don't even see the tally mark. That was not good. Let's sunlight. You do this right. You do it day or night. Bitch. Come on. There we go. Oh, I remember one of the other things I want to do with this is I want to drill that hole bigger and make that be a magnet, and then I want to, like, be able to magnet to my side. But okay, I think that might work. Sucks that I covered up literally all the kind of like the scratch marks and stuff I just did, but time just to do it right. Okay. I think if I just take a little bit of glue, and I can glue that there, and I can finagle it, and I think on this side, what I'm going to do is I will take... Where are they? Where did I put them? I could take one of the purity seals that I made and stick it on the side there. I just don't know where it is. That is going to literally play an ad. So I'm just shut that. Freaking ads. Just get done. Okay. Okay. Honestly, do I want to glue that tonight? And then put on a purity seal? I think I do. I think I do. Let's see if I can find one. I want to do one with writing on it. That is my choice. I just don't know where I put them. There. Oh, that's where they are. Yeah. Need all these. Okay. Yeah, it honestly could. I don't disagree. I just didn't know like how much people are actually going to see it. But that's not a bad idea, Ando. That's not a bad idea at all. And luckily, I have some thinner stuff here. So I think rolling that around will be perfect. Oh yeah, I didn't make this look rusty at all. It's just weathered bead. It's not even, I'd say, any rust effect on it. Yeah, for this, yeah, we'll do it at the bottom. Or how about I loop it? I'm like messing with it too much because I don't want to consider it fully attached yet, but a little bit more. Yeah, that's fine for now. Now I wrap it. I almost took it off camera so I could wrap it for myself, but make sure that is all tight together. had to figure out something for that, but it's a bit odd for that style wrap. It does look, well, I'm going to take this one off real quick and see if that is more the look. Okay. Damn, that's the one we're gonna go with. A wrap around there and a wrap here. Because then it looks... that actually looks like it would fit. Okay. Now I also need to decide the purity seal that I want to use. I'm gonna move you over there, little model. I want to do one of the ones with words, but I also like it to be one that has some that's not a bad one. In life war, in death peace, in life shame, in death atonement. That might be the one that goes on the gun. And just stick that somewhere on it. What else we got? We got that one. I think with the wording on this one, it is the best out of them all to go on here. And I think once I have the leather on, it's going to go on like that. So I'll take these and set these to the side. Go from here. See if I can rewrap that. Just trying to get a good wrap on it, and then do I want to put it on that side? Yes, because I want the other side, the one that has most of the holes, to be the side that has the magnet. So I think we do that. I think that would work. Damn, do I plug in my glue gun now? I think I do. I think I do plug in my glue gun. Because I'm not going to re-mess with this wrap. I'll just glue this to there. So that that won't come apart. And I will clean up the little pieces like that. And then, yeah, I will cut the leather for that real quick. I think we'll do it out of this square. I just need to there. Better if it was a circle that I did that out of, but let's get that wrapped up. Normally you do it as a circle because you can just go around, again, in a circle instead of a square piece like I just did, and wrap it. Because they don't really fold in on themselves too bad at that point, but I was trying to use as much or as little material as possible. That was not the case. Ooh. Wait a minute, what if I like almost faux wrapped it? Like it almost seemed like it wrapped, but it wasn't wrapped. Okay. Might have to glue in a few spots when I do that, but that would then come to there, and this would go there, and then this would go up. And then it goes back around. So it looks like it's wrapped, but it really wouldn't be. And then we'll just turn it the other way because, so really flip it like that. Decide with the magnet, so do I want it laid like that? I think I do. So then that goes there, that goes there. And that goes there. keep messing with it. I just need to plug in the glue gun and get it over with at that point. What did I even do with it? I moved all my stuff. I hope everyone's doing well the rest of this evening and going through. I am doing well. I'm happy to have this kind of coming together. So while I wait for that to heat up, probably should have that plugged in beforehand. If you haven't yet, get up, stretch your legs, grab some water. Because I've been sitting here for the past over 3 hours. I'm sure some of you have been sitting longer than I have, or been sitting here just as long as I have. So, get up, stretch, do that stuff. Okay. Let's get this cleaned up a little bit more, I think. Should also probably clean up a little bit too. This has become a mess. But that's what happens when you work on stuff. I need to hit this thing with a varnish as soon as possible. Because every once in a while I have to I'm touching spots. And I have to reapply the paint again. Goes there. This will be funky. Literally just needs to be there and then just wrap it. Cool. Have that sit right there. And then I think I want to put that there. Hopefully that didn't heat up the wax at all. it made it start to melt, but I don't think it did. I think it's starting to heat up a little bit, but shouldn't mess with it too much. Anyway, that, for the most part, I'd say looks pretty damn good like that. Definitely front heavy right now. I still wish they had design, but you know what? You make do with what you got. So, now I need to figure out which way I want it to go. Okay, cool. Now I know. It's not fully heated up, but it is working. Ow, that was warm. Two. Okay. Should have done the wax seal last. It's just flopping about. And then that goes there. Now perfect. Okay. So, glue it to there. Pull off every single little bit of hot glue that I can. Cut away any excess. Well, good night, Ando. I hope you enjoy yourself. I'm probably going to call it here at night myself after pretty much getting it right there. Look at that. Not bad for a one-night project. I mean, this is the better wrapped side on this, but I think this is a success, and I'm looking forward to doing the next one. So, I'm gonna move over to the song I always consider for the end. So, that's done. I am so happy with this project. I will there's definitely like one or two more things to do, which is add on the either make a Aquila symbol for here on both sides, or do a skull with a wing behind it for Imperium stuff. But I'd say this is perfect for a prop to begin with. Oh, crap. I forgot I need to actually take it apart so I could have put the mechanisms back together. Because there's no trigger and stuff on it. Ah, shit. Oh, well. I live and I learn. I got too hyped. Anyway. So, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. But you guys don't have to. Like I say every stream. I'm just happy to have someone here and hang out and watch what I'm doing. I'd be doing this stuff anyways. I just figured to make it entertaining. So, yeah. If you want to, yeah, like I said, if you want to see more stuff, all that, become part of the community. Just, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm starting to ramble. The main thing I want to say is I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.